Hi guys, this is Mrs. Herbal. I'm a first grade teacher here in your district, and I wanted to do a video on the sound wall. Now, I'm not going to pretend I'm some kind of expert on the sound wall, but I will talk to you a little bit about what happened to me after I went through RISE training last year, because many of you had the same kind of epiphany or same kind of learning, so I'm sure you kind of went through this too. But I remember at the training, they were going over the word wall, and I've had a word wall in my classroom for 20 some years, and I thought it was a great resource. But then one of our instructors, I don't remember who it was talking about, well, how do you use the word wall? And I'm like, well, they use it when they want to spell a word. And they had me imagine that little Johnny wanted to spell the word away. Okay, away. Go look at the word wall. So if I were Johnny and I went to the word wall, I would look for away. I would look in the letter U, and you're not going to find it there, are you? So then that got me really thinking about what was the purpose of my word wall, and what did I really want my students to know. So, of course, I went and I bought the cards, and our district actually has the little file where you can print out the ones, from the district too. But I bought these online, and I thought, well, how am I going to teach them what these words mean? Like, what's a continuant? What's a voice sound? What's a stop, And I really started thinking, well, how am I going to have a first grader do this? And I came up with this song. Now, it's not perfect, but it does really help them to learn the name of the sound, why it's called that, what your mouth is doing when you say the sound. And it really does help them each day to practice. And that's really was something. I didn't want the sound wall to become like the word wall, like part of my furniture. I really wanted to have meaning and have a purpose, since it takes up my whole wall. So what I did is I taught each chunk. Like, I started with the consonants, and I told them they were called consonants, and I told them they were stops because there's a puff of air when your mouth, and I showed them how their mouth. So you explicitly teach each section of the sound wall. And when you go through RISE, they kind of show you how to set up your sound wall and what each of those words or sounds are called. So some people put a sticky note over the ones that they're not working on right now, and that works too, but I kind of leave it all open, but I only teach a chunk of letters or sounds, the ones that I'm explicitly teaching at the carpet and in the rows of seeing stars. And then, I teach that part of the song, and then we keep adding to it. And by January, they knew all their sounds, the names of the sounds. They were really good at it. They could even lead the sound wall, with the stick, and they could be the teacher by that point. So that was really exciting for me. And then we did some interactive games with the sound wall, but I'll teach you that later if you're interested. Now, I will say I had to give up a lot of the beliefs that I had and our dialects. We've had some debates because I am a total northerner from Philadelphia, born and raised, yeah. And I have southern friends here, and I was like, well, that's not what that sounds like. And they were like, well, that's not what that sounds like. And I really had to consult speech pathologists because I was doing it wrong. I will admit. I'm big enough to admit it. So, I had to be a lifelong learner, because when you know better, you do better. And I wanted to teach the kids to correct sounds. One of the things that you'll see in some of my older videos is I really put that schwa sound at the end of words, like buh. It wasn't on purpose. I knew it doesn't have the U sound. And it's just when you say it loud and say it fast, it kind of naturally does that, stretches out. So I had to really teach myself some tricks about, no, you cut it off and it's the B. And I saw a speech pathologist once tell me that if you imagine the short I next to the B, you can make the quick sound and it cuts it off, like B. So I don't know if that helps or not. But we really want to explicitly teach what our mouth is doing, and the sounds correctly. I was really adamant about that, and I'm still learning, and I'll continue to learn, and that's the good thing. So anyway, so here's my sound wall. I'm not going to go through the song. I was going to go through the song with you, but I think I'm going to just add the clip of the kids doing it. And I actually have a PowerPoint or a document or something that has the little rhymes, which each of those, so maybe I'll try linking that too. And maybe you're not even interested and you'll come up with your own. But I would just encourage you to use the sound wall, to explicitly teach it, teach them the correct names of the sounds and why they're called that. I think that's it. I hope this resource helps you. And